Good afternoon, Stampers. How are you today? Happy Sunday. I'm just wondering if I have shadows going on here. It looks a little dark. Hopefully that's okay. So I'm just getting set up here on my iPad so that I can follow along. If anybody joins me and has any comments, then I can see them. So I don't feel like I'm being rude and ignoring you. All right, so I hope this finds you well. Let's just see, is this working? Yep, I think it's working. All right, you can see my iPad, so I'm gonna move that out of the way and I'll move it just over here on another corner of my desk. So happy Sunday. It is gorgeous outside. It's sunny and it was rainy and yucky here in Guelph. But it has turned into a beautiful day. So I am Jennifer Kirk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. And I am going to make this card with you today. So we are going to play with Pigment Sprinkles. So I don't know if you guys have ever used these. These are in the annual catalog. They come in a box like this. And you get these 6 colors, and they're watercolor crystals, and they are absolutely amazing. So I have used these in the past, but I've used them as where I just sprinkle them on a piece of paper and then spritz them with my water spritzer here, and it just makes really gorgeous background colors. But I decided to try and do them today with a little bit more control. So we're actually going to paint with them. So I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. So this is the card we're going to make. I'm just going to set this off to the side. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing week, or you had an amazing week, and that everybody is doing well. So to make this card, okay, and I will post everything in my, I'm not seeing any comments, so hopefully my comments are working. If you're watching, send me a comment so I know that it's working and I can see. Okay, so to make this, we need a piece of Highland Heather cardstock. Okay, this is simply just cut in half. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. I can't even think right now. My goodness, my brain. Ugh. Okay, and all we're going to do is score it. So don't take those measurements because I probably gave you the wrong ones. We're going to put it at, so it's 8.5 by 5.5, and we are going to score at 4.25. So make sure that you don't use your cutting blade on your trimmer. Make sure you do use your scoring blade, and that's the lighter one. So you just line up at 4.25 and give it a score. I always just line it up here so I know I'm getting a straight line. And then I will just burnish it with my bone folder. And there you go. So that's that done. All right. The other thing that we're going to need, I'm just trying to keep things organized here. We're going to need some watercolor paper. And it doesn't matter what size it is as long as it fits the big stamp. The big floral stamp. All right. And then we need a piece of Whisper White, and this I have cut out using the Ornate dies. So just whatever size to fit the Ornate dies, that's all you need. Okay. And then we need a 4 by 5.25, and that is for the inside of our card. All right. So the stamp sets that we're going to use today, we are going to use this absolutely gorgeous floral image here from the Ornate Style. So these are available now. It is a bundle, a suite actually. So there's 2 bundles. There's this one, and then there's the Ornate Thanks, which I will just run over here. And they both have dies that go with them. Okay, so there's 2 bundles. DSP ribbon, some really gorgeous gems, and an embossing folder, and that goes with the whole suite. So if you do purchase the suite from me, using this host code, I have a mega tutorial bundle for sale. So it is 90 different cards with step-by-step instructions in both imperial and metric for making those 90 cards. So if you do purchase from me, if you live in Canada and you buy part of this suite from me using this host code, I will give you that mega tutorial for free. Okay, so more about that later if I remember to come back to that. So we're going to be using the Ornate Style. We're going to be using this and this image here. And then for the sentiments, I'm going to be using the Thinking of You from the Good Morning Magnolia. And then I've been using this one a lot lately just with the circumstances that we're in. So I'm not seeing any comments. So I don't know what, oh, it's because I have quiet mode. Sweep left. Let's see if I can figure that out. Oh, there we go. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Heather. All right. Technology, eh? I love the suite too. It is, it's gorgeous. But I have been using this sentiment a lot in cards lately. It's sending positive thoughts and feel good wishes. So those are the 3 stamp sets that we're going to be using today. We're going to start actually by stamping our sentiments so I can just get that out of the way and get more room on my desk. So on the Whisper White piece that has gone through the ornate dies, we're just going to stick Thinking of You, okay? And I am using Gorgeous Grape, and we're just going to stick it in the bottom left corner. Try and keep it lined up. Hopefully I'm on the screen for you guys there. All right, so that's that. Okay, and I'm just going to clean that off and get that out of the way. And then we're going to we'll put that off to the side, and then we're going to take our inside piece. And remember the card, I normally do my cards this way, but today I'm doing them in landscape mode. So you do want to make sure that your inside sentiment is in landscape mode as well. Okay, and then we're just going to ink up and center this around here. All right, and there we go. Perfect. I actually got it straight. Ha, imagine that. That is just pure luck. All right, so I'm going to put the Gorgeous Grape ink away because we are totally done with that now. And I'm going to take out my StazOn. I do need to re-ink my StazOn. It's getting a little sad, but I'm going to just ink up the StazOn. Now I'm using StazOn because I am going to be watercoloring this. So I'm going to just stamp that in the corner just off the page. See, I need to re-ink my StazOn. I do have re-inker, I just haven't gotten around to it. And I'm just going to give this a quick clean with the StazOn cleaner, just so that it doesn't stain my ink pad, and I will just get it off. All right. So we're going to put this off to the side for a little bit while I get out the sprinkles. Now these sprinkles, actually, before we do the sprinkles, we're not going to do that first. We are going to stamp on our watercolor. So I am going to be heat embossing. So we need to use Versamark, okay? Before you stamp with your Versamark, you want to use your embossing buddy. And this just gets rid of the static so that your embossing powder doesn't stick all over the place. Okay, so you just give it a wipe. For this one, it doesn't really matter because we are going to be fussy cutting this out. Fussy cutting is just cutting with scissors. So we are going to be cutting the image out. So it doesn't really matter if you get extra embossing powder sticking, but it's a good habit to get into. All right, and we're just going to stick this down. Now, the Versamark is a watermark, so you will probably not see it on the camera. when you have a big image like this, you do want to just make sure that you're getting equal pressure everywhere around. You don't want to rock it because then your image will be blurred, but you just want to make sure that you're getting a good pressure. Okay, and then you just lift it up. Now we're going to bring in our tray here. Hopefully I can have some on there. I can't even see it. And this is white embossing powder, and we're just going to cover our image with a white embossing powder. Okay, and you just want to get it everywhere across the image, get all the little leaves. Okay, try and keep it in your mat here. Okay, and then just shake it off, and you want to just give it a good flick. And then you want to just make sure that you've got everywhere covered. So here I've missed this leaf, so I'm just going to pour some more on there. Okay. And that looks pretty good. All right, I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. You probably can't, but I will just move this over here. I'm going to bring over the heat gun. Pardon me for making a lot of noise, but I probably won't talk while this is on. So what have you been up to, Sandy? Are you having a good weekend? It's just about to start. You'll be able to see it when it starts. There we go, it's started now. And then all you want to do is just bring the heat all over the image, melting it. You'll see the embossing powder melt, and you'll know when it melts that you're done. You don't want to hold it too long in one spot because it will singe your paper and you could start a fire. So you do want to keep it moving. Okay. This gets really, really hot. If you have your fingers underneath it, it'll burn you. So sometimes if it's on a small piece of paper, I will use a paintbrush just to hold it down. All right, so this looks pretty good. Okay. There, now you can hear me hopefully. So all I've done is I've heat embossed. Hopefully you guys can see. If you don't melt all of it, then it'll rub off and you're gonna miss some of it, okay? But here we go. So hopefully you guys can see that. Maybe not. You'll be able to see it once you start. Actually, there's a little piece here that I missed, so I'm just going to come back in with it and get that edge. There we go. There we go. Just give it a good look over to make sure you got all the pieces there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to play with an aqua painter. Woohoo! This is exciting. I love painting. I'm not very good at it, so yeah. So I'm going to start with the leaves. Okay, so all you do is you want to be very careful with this stuff because this stuff goes everywhere and you don't need a lot. So I'm just going to, in the corner, I'm just going to dab a couple of sparkles here, and it looks orange. Okay, but this really is granny apple green. Okay, and then I'm just going to, so this is filled with water, okay, and I'm just going to bring some water in and just activate the crystals, okay? So now I have it on my paintbrush, and I'm just going to go and I'm just going to color in the leaves. All right, so this is a lot of coloring, so hopefully you guys will talk to me while we color. Of course, I will not be able to multitask. So it's often good to keep the image in front of you just so that you know exactly what you're coloring until things start to take form. So it's always useful to have your stamp set here because then you know where your leaves are supposed to be. So you can add as little or as much color here as you wish, okay? It's hard to take it off, so you do want to add less first and then move. I'm not squeezing on my aqua painter. I am simply just letting the water kind of flow quietly out of it. If you squeeze, it'll just make a big mess. And it'll be too much water. Now the watercolor paper can handle it. It'll absorb in, but really in this situation, you don't really want a lot of water coming on here. You just want enough to paint. So you're just really just painting, and you can add different, you can go back and add more if you want to add some darker highlights a bit later. You can do that. All right, I'm going to try and speed this up a little. I'm actually going to turn it around. I'm going to try and speed this up so you guys don't have to be really bored watching me color the whole thing. Okay, but you can add different shades, different dimensions. I will go back with some more green after and just fill in some highlights. Okay. This gives you an indication of how all the different colors of greens that you can get. And that's pretty good, I think. Oh, no, I missed one leaf right here. All right. Okay, and then to clean this, all you do is squeeze water out. Okay, and then it'll eventually, you want it away from your project, but it'll eventually run clear. See how it's running clear? Hopefully that's on the camera. And then you're good. You're good for your next color. So the next color that we'll do, let's do some purple. I'll do the violets in Gorgeous Grape. Okay, so I'm just going to stick some Gorgeous Grape around here. Okay. And then again, just bring in some water from my aqua painter. Okay, and look at how deep that is. So if you don't want it as deep, then just add a little bit more water. Okay, I'm going to bring it down here. There we go. That should be about good. It's still very vibrant, but we want the flowers to pop. All right, I'm going to have to take my glasses off. I can't see. I'm at that stage where I need glasses to see far away, and I need different glasses to see up close. And I do have transition glasses in, but they're getting to be not so good. But it's kind of hard right now to get into the eye doctor, isn't it? All right. So Sandy, are you doing videos every day again this week? I don't know if it's Sandy or if it's Heather still with me. One of you've dropped out. All right, so we're gonna just give that a color. For those of you that are watching this in a replay, you'll be able to fast forward so you don't have to sit here and listen to me ramble. But for those of you watching this live, thank you. Thank you very, very much for joining me. All right, and then I'm just gonna do the two little guys up here, and then we're done with the violets. You can see it just taking place. So I am not a good painter. If you just try and stick in the lines, you're doing good. All right, so you can see I used way too much purple there, but that's okay. So now I'm gonna just clean my purple. I should get a dry pen here just to mop some of that up. So let me mop some of this up so we don't make a total mess. There, we're clear. So now let's do some everyday Monday to Friday. Wow, I'm impressed. One thing when you are using these things is you will get filthy, just so you know. especially me. I always get filthy. All right, Mango Melody. Melon Mambo, sorry. Mango Melody is the next one. So sprinkle some of this, close the lid. You don't want it to go everywhere. And again, just add water. Okay, there we go. So we're going to do, I don't even know what the name of these flowers are. Anyone know the name of these flowers? All right. So if you guys are demonstrators, this is one of the perks of being a demonstrator for Stampin' Up. Not only do we get a discount on all of our craft supplies, but we get to see and order new product early. And Stampin' Up's new catalog that will be going live for customers in June, we get to see this week. I am so excited. I can't wait to see what kind of new products and new suites. Now, this Ornate Suite is one of them that will be new in the annual catalog. But we'll get to see what else is coming and what the new ink colors are, which will be very exciting. The Paper Pumpkin for the next month, so for May, will be featuring some of the new ink colors. So you'll get to see them even before the catalog goes live in June, if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. But we will get to see them this week. The countdown is on. I think it's less than 2 days. And we'll be able to start planning our next classes, which is excellent. All right. So there we go. Okay, now I'm just going to clean my inker again. You do want to make sure you get, I should have probably started with the Mango Melody first. That would have been smart. Oh well, I'll just have to make sure it's nice and clean. Okay, so it's starting to, nope, not running clear yet. Making a big mess on my board. That's okay. Okay, we're almost clean. Almost there. Let's see. Oh no, we're still got some. All right, we're gonna get there. You do want to make sure that you, it would have been better if I was doing this not on my table, but on a, okay, we're close enough, on a napkin or something, but that works. There we go. All right, so now we're going to pull in the Mango Melody. Okay, bye Sandy, thanks for joining me. All right. And this is Mango Melody, and we are going to just do this. Okay. And give it some water. And we're going to do these Black-Eyed Susans here. All right, we're almost done. So with social isolation, I did my first virtual class last week, and it was really fun. We had a great time. We had lots of laughs. We did 4 cards, and we all met in a private Zoom meeting. And we had a lot of laughs, and we did crafting for a couple of hours, and it was great. So I have my next class already booked, and I have a couple more planned. So it's a great way for us to keep interacting with people and keep stamping, because that will help us all get through this. Now, I do want to... I'm going to make some brown in the middle there, but I'm going to bring in another aqua painter and just come back and pick up some green. And I'm going to do just along the stem here. Okay. And then I'm going to come back to our flower that we did here, and I'm going to, now this is regular paper, so you want to be very light with your water. You don't want to be adding a lot of water because the regular paper can't hold the water very well. Okay, so to make the brown, I'm just going to take some orange and some green and mix it together. That's not working very well. Gonna bring in some purple. There we go. Back to basic art, eh? All right, and so we're just gonna do the middle of the Black-Eyed Susan here. All right. Okay, I will clean that after so you guys don't have to watch me clean. And I do need to clean this one though. And just get some more of this on here. Okay, just again, be very, very light with your water because it is not watercolor paper. It will pile and make a mess if you put too much water on regular cardstock. This is just regular Whisper White cardstock. Okay, and then we'll bring the brown one back in. And just do a little bit of brown there. And there we go. We are all done. So, to finish this card, we will move this away. Okay, and I will just, to clean this off, all I'm going to do is run it underneath the tap and it'll be as good as new. All right. So all I did was take scissors and just fussy cut around, okay, and cut it out. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me cut it out. So here's one that I did earlier today so that we can just put the card together without too much waiting around because painting took quite a bit of time. All right, so what I'm going to do is so here's the one that we've stamped. I'm just going to angle it, okay? And I'm just going to glue it down just with regular liquid glue. All right. And here we go. So we're going to stick her down. You do, because this watercolor paper is quite thick, so you do need to put a fair, decent amount of glue on there. And we're just going to put it over on an angle. Okay, I'm going to flip it over and just push it down. There we go. All right. Bring our cardstock back in. So this is Highland Heather. And glue this down. Now you can use whatever adhesive you have at home. I like Tombow. I've had no issues with it. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room to get it straight or to line it up the way you want it. Okay, and then we're just going to take this and glue this in. And we are done. So there you go. Watercoloring using Pigment Sprinkles. So I love them. They are so vibrant and so easy to use. They do make a mess of you, so just be aware of that. But they are a lot of fun to play with. So I hope you guys have enjoyed making this card. As I mentioned earlier, the dies and the flower are from the new Ornate Suite, that is the Ornate Gardens Suite that is available to you now. I do have a mega tutorial for sale, and if you do purchase part of the suite from me, then you will get that mega tutorial for free. And within that tutorial are 90 cards using the Ornate Suite, so the DSP and the 2 bundles. And there's 90 cards with step-by-step instructions, so it's pretty cool. So if you are interested in the Ornate Suite, send me a message. If you're interested in any of my classes to go, so how they work is you pre-order, I send you kits. So if you live near Guelph, then we can do porch pickup or drop off. If you don't live near Guelph, then I can get them in the mail to you. And then I will send you a detailed step-by-step tutorial that goes along with them. And then if you would like to, you can join on a specific date. I will send a private link to a Zoom meeting where we will stamp together. So you can learn all the tips and tricks and go through it, socialize with other stampers. And if you don't have the stamp sets or the equipment that I'm using, you can just swap it out for whatever you have at your house. So I am offering one in 2 weeks. So the next weekend is the cutoff date, and we're using the Under My Umbrella suite, or not suite, Under My Umbrella bundle. And then I have another Fancy Fold card class coming up, and a Peaceful Poppies as well. So if you are interested in classes, check out my, you can check out my website at jenniferkirk.stampinup.net. And you can also just message me, and I will send you whatever information you need. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and that you are keeping stamping throughout this craziness and keeping healthy. And we will see you next weekend. Take care. Have an amazing week. Talk soon. Bye.